My name is Anthony Hazelwood.
And I'm Alexander the Blake.
And you're watching Indie Warriors. Fair warning, this review does have spoilers for the game Undertale. If you guys have not beat the game yet, I suggest going to play it right now. If not, continue at your own risk.
But don't worry, we didn't spoil anything big. You know, like how the final... You know, spoilers like that. Oh, I'm gonna have a bad time, aren't I?
Undertale is a game that was written, composed, and published by Toby Radiation Fox.
Or known by his Twitter handle as Flug Radiation. Dude, that's so awesome.
This game was kickstarted back in June of 2013, reaching well over its initial goal of $5,000, making 10 times this amount. Since its release in September 2015, it has become something of an internet sensation, getting extremely positive reviews on Steam and getting a 92 out of 100 on Metacritic.
This is an underground RPG in the literal and figurative sense of the word. You are literally underground, where you are trying to find your way to the surface, and this RPG doesn't really hold to the normal RPG tropes. In fact, it somewhat plays on them.
Blake, wait! Water has very specific use in this game. I must show you the ropes.
Tony?
See, that's how you use water in a water bottle.
That wasn't water. That was bomb fluid.
What?
Much like what happened there, this game takes normal expectations in the RPG genre and plays with them. This game will also take you clear across a spectrum of classically overused video game areas.
These include a fantastic selection of old ruins, places with snows, places with trees,
even though those two are the same exact place,
lava area, lab area, machine area.
I feel like those three are all technically in the same area too.
Water area, garbage area.
Aside from the fact that I don't think garbage area is a classically overused video game area, those are also in the same place.
And last but not least, we have the final fortress area,
which isn't all too much of a fortress, for those who've seen it. There is, of course, an obvious inspiration for this game, one that becomes even more obvious when you look at Toby's past track record. He'd actually done a Halloween Earthbound ROM hack that is surprisingly good.
Yeah, that probably explains why everybody says it's heavily influenced by Earthbound.
Well, yeah, there's that, but I also see another influence in Homestuck.
Homestuck?
I'm glad you asked, Johnny.
My name's not Johnny.
Homestuck is a webcomic.
Well, that's not very descriptive.
It's hard to explain what it is. It's something you'd have to read.
Not only has Toby Fox been a part of Homestuck for a long while, creating several songs for it, like Moonsetter, which sounds a lot like the song he made for Snowden Town, but he also started work on Undertale in Andrew Hussey, the creator of Homestuck's basement.
Is that why they called it Undertale? Because it started in someone's basement? Like under their house? Undertale?
I'm not sure about that, but it doesn't seem impossible.
All his years of experience in the world of ROM hacking, RPG Maker experiments, and music composing had come together to create what we know as Undertale, a game that he made using the program Game Maker.
And now that we've given a brief overview of the game, let us now delve into the gameplay. This game acts very similar to an RPG, like when you walk around and you get into a random encounter, and the whole EXP and LV systems. However, this game has a big difference in the way that the battle system works. In most RPGs, you either have a you attack, they attack turn-based system, or you got real-time action battle systems in RPGs like the Tale series. This game takes the battle system and puts it into a dodge the bullet kind of game.
Those are called bullet hells, just so you know.
I think I know what I'm talking about. They're definitely called dodge the bullets. Okay? I know what I'm talking about. Thank you.
While the fighting style is definitely innovative for an RPG, the graphics give a feel of an old Super NES title. Despite that, its graphics still look rather cute, especially a certain... such a cute...
The heck was that?
They'll know. They'll know.
When it comes to style, though, there is not a single thing more stylistically awesome than the music that is in this game.
I hate to do this, but I have to agree with you wholeheartedly on this subject. I listen to a lot of the music when I can, and it gets me so pumped up. Literally, while writing this episode, I would be listening to a whole lot of the music from the Undertale soundtrack.
Blake! Hey, Blake! Knucklehead! Beef farter!
Huh?
Could you toss me my wallet? Yeah, I remember that. I just don't understand why you had to hand it to me in slow motion. That was kind of weird.
There's one song that stands above the rest.
Might have to do with the fact that I had to hear it the most out of any song, but it also might be due to the fact that it's the remix of a remix, which each and every version of it was created by Toby Fox, the song being Megalovania, which was done for the Halloween Earthbound hack, for Homestuck at one point, and also added to Undertale eventually. It has been noted by many fans as the theme of having a bad time. I'd go into more detail, but I think I might be having a bad time just by mentioning this.
Didn't you say you were gonna have a bad time earlier too?
If we keep continuing down this path, it can't be helped if we have a bad time.
Well, it's not like our times can get any worse.
I beg to differ, because we haven't even gotten into the game's story. From this point on, we need to be treading very carefully.
Let us quickly frolic through this then.
Undertale's story begins by explaining a war that took place on the surface between the humans and the monsters. In the end, the monsters lost, and they were all sealed underground. You play as a human who happens to fall into the land of the monsters.
This whole game consists of you trying to get back to the surface.
As you begin the game, you encounter the absolutely wonderful Flowey the Flower.
Wonderful? Are you kidding me? Flowey is a peach.
As you progress through the game, you get into random encounters with monsters that you can either fight or talk to. In the end, you can either spare their lives by talking to them a certain way, or even by getting their health low enough, or you can defeat the monsters in battle and kill them, at which point you gain EXP and gold. Though, when you spare their lives, you only get gold.
You will end up running through a total of 5 areas with some sub-areas within them that have their own clever little names.
So, not that clever then.
Well, it's clever in the same way like naming a dog, well, dog, and knowing full well of the irony.
So basically, not that clever.
You also meet a lot of characters while fighting and or sparing your way through the game.
This game has very unique characters, to the point that you grow really attached to them. And this brings up another very good point about this game, about the fighting and sparing option. When playing this game, you get a choice, basically to kill these characters or to save these characters. It's basically a choice between life and death. That is the 2 ways to play this game. The 2 different ways are the pacifist run and the genocide run. By now, you've probably heard about these 2 different runs, and just to give you guys a little bit of insight on it, these runs change the story, the dialogue, and even the boss battles change. You still run through the same areas, and a lot of the things are still the same, but those minor differences change the whole tone and mood of the entire game.
The most important thing to realize about this game, though, is that there is no wrong way to play it. You can do whatever you want in this game. Just remember that every action you make will punish you. Just by how this game is, it shows you that there is no such thing as a single canon ending, and that, in fact, all endings are canon.
Impossible! How can all of the endings be canon?
This is merely a theory on my part, but
The fact that when you play this game, no matter if you restart, you will find the game remembers a lot of your actions, if not all of it. Even in one of the boss fights, they count how many times you die. Each ending can directly impact another ending, whether negative or not. Not to mention, there is even a hidden story in this game, one that can only be found by messing with the game's files. This game, by having all of its endings canon, truly tells its player that there is no such thing as a wrong way to play it. because every action you make matters in the long run. In fact, the only way for this game to truly end is if you, the player, choose to let it end, living with the choices that you make.
You know, that's just a theory. Who's to say if that's right or not? I mean, personally, I believe you play the game a certain way, and then you start experimenting with it.
Hey, it's just my opinion. And remember, bro, beware of the man who speaks in hands.
What?
Hey guys, this is the part of Indie Warriors known as the verdict, where me and my brother give the rating of the game from Indie Baby to Indie Giant.
My verdict for this game is Indie Giant. The reason that I give this game an Indie Giant is very clear. This game has revolutionized the way we think about indie games. So for that reason, and for the innovation, the Easter eggs, everything that was put into this game that make it just as amazing as it is, this game clearly sits atop the indie ladder as one of the best games of our generation, with the most thought-provoking gameplay, everything that goes into it, like that storyline. This game deserves to be an Indie Giant, and it sits atop the rest. And I can only imagine Blake's gonna give it the same grade, although I don't know.
So my verdict is Indie Madman. Now the reason I'm giving it this verdict is because it takes a madman to just play with your emotions like that. So many emotions flying every which way, and it's so amazing. And thus he's a madman for playing with my emotions. Hey there, Undertale fans, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave it a like. If you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and subscribe. We look forward to reviewing several more indie games, and with your support, we'll be able to dish out a lot more content.
And if you guys got some time, check out our last video where we reviewed the game Game Dev Tycoon, where we followed our friend Jeff as he became the world's greatest game developer. I hope to see you guys on our next video, and my name is Anthony Hazelwood.
And I'm Alexander the Blake,
And we're Indie Warriors.